Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at the two new Community Day Pokemon here, Politoed and Poliwrath, which is going to be very interesting. Here we have some gameplay centers with both of them. Usually I like to showcase them individually, and this is something that I'm going to later on this day as well for them in the Ultra League. So stay tuned for this. Subscribe if you haven't already, if you want to see how good those Pokemon are going to be in there, especially the Shadow variant, which I'm most likely going to build for both of them, hopefully, if my Stardust is enough. But yeah, here today we're going to take a look at some gameplay that could center us with both of them. They have actually Surf on the Politoed, which I found at least interesting. Usually people run Weather Ball, but I also saw people going for Surf. Surf has a better damage per energy since the Weather Ball nerf. I think Surf is 65 damage for 40 energy, while Weather Ball is 55 damage for 35 energy, so like you basically have 10 more damage for 5 more energy, which can make some difference. But otherwise, yeah, we're going to see a very easy hard counter, I think, for the opponent, as Poliwrath is actually shiny, which is also cool. Here also shiny Credilli, like two shiny Pokemon, kind of the Politoed there just frogging around, having no shiny symbol there, whatever. But yeah, we're going to have, the team of this. It actually does make some sense, I think, this team. You're going to have some kind of coverage for flying type Pokemon in the lead with your Credilli, as well as you're going to have the Politoed to bait out something, or like in general as a good say-so for something like Lucario or something if it wants to come in. I guess it does make sense. You're also going to have some kind of coverage of Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn lead is kind of awkward, I feel like, with this team, because you're going to not really have anything to do with it against the lead of yourself, as well as with the Politoed in the bag. But of course, Poliwrath, as you can see here, is fairly decent, but I guess you're going to get hard countered here, because I don't really expect that you're going to be able to win the matchup against Pelipper. They just forfeit immediately, and we can go right into the next matchup, which is again a Pelipper, which is kind of hilarious, as you just found this one before, and they can go ahead and go for the Rock Slide here, which should, I don't actually know if it knocks them out. Do we see it here? It does not knock them out. Okay, good to know. I don't know, like, I usually you ran Stone Edge before on Credilli. Of course, now with the new move update, we got Rock Slide on this Pokemon, so I don't really know the counts yet. I'm not really too familiar. I actually don't think I've actually played it before on my channel as well. Even though it has a new move update, I actually kind of avoided it because I found it kind of lame. Like, I don't know, like, I didn't really like the move update too much. For going from Stone Edge to Rock Slide is not the biggest move update ever, I would say. So that's why you never really saw it on my channel. I think, at least. I'm not sure about it. But yeah, here we're going to see the Surf against the opponent's Swampert. And actually, I think you can let this go through, and it's going to be a Hydro Cannon. This is like the one benefit of having the Politoed here. This Pokemon can just destroy Swampert, which is really cool. But you're actually going to let this move go through. I guess you're going to go straight for the sweep with... Okay, no, you're actually going to go ahead and go into your Credilli first. But you can go ahead and go for the sweep with your Poliwrath. Of course, they're going to have the Galarian Stunfisk in the back. And there is nothing they can do about it. They go for the Earthquake, it doesn't matter. And the Power Punch is going to be really nice for this Pokemon. It's honestly, if you didn't see, I think now rank 1 for the Fossil Cup meta. If you have the Shadow variant here, this player doesn't have the Shadow variant, but I think the normal variant is like rank 7 or something. So like it's top tier meta right now for the Fossil Cup. It also is insanely strong here, as you can see already in the few games that we watched together. But yeah, definitely cool Pokemon. I'm curious on how good it's going to be in Open Great League. Not gonna lie, I feel like it's not going to be the best Pokemon there. But I think it's definitely a Pokemon that you should get for both Great and Ultra League, just especially for like some special cups. I think for the Ultra League it's like ranked 20, 25 or something, so it's not as good as, for example, on this cup here right now. But it's definitely a solid Pokemon to have. I think for also Open Great League it's ranked 7, but I feel like just because of the typing and the moveset that you usually want to run, it's not as great as, for example, a Medicham, and as long as there's no fighter that's better than Medicham, people are just going to run Medicham anyway. But of course, it's going to be an interesting Pokemon to take a look at eventually when Great League comes back as well. But yeah, here we're going to see the spam from the Politoed with Surf. They're actually going to use a shield here, which I find interesting. Honestly, don't really know why. Honestly, I have no idea why you shield this move up. But you can go ahead and go into your Credilli, I guess, as this Pokemon can take a Surf for sure. But it's still going to be a tough one for you to deal with. You have to kind of try to farm them all the way down or something here. Surf comes through. I don't think you even can farm them all the way down here. Ah, yeah, this is not going to look too great here. But I don't know why you shield up the move there with your Politoed. I guess you just need some more energy with the Credilli there in order to knock out the opponent. I'm not sure. But yeah, here we're going to actually encounter a very spicy Pokemon. We're going to have the Aerodactyl, which is actually not that bad, I feel like. I actually thought of using it myself as well before for the Fossil Cup, but now people are not really that interested in this cup right now, so I kind of don't really want to play anymore in this cup, so that's most likely why I don't really have a video about it. I kind of was looking at like, okay, which kind of fossil Pokemon can I build a team around? And yeah, Aerodactyl looked kind of funny. It definitely is not good, but it's definitely a funny Pokemon to have. Here we're going to see the Ferrothorn going to get countered down by the Poliwrath, and we will most likely encounter the... Oh, we're actually going to encounter Toxapex in the back. That is wild. So that is definitely wild. As we're going to now see the Ancient Power coming through, you're going to be able to go for the Rock Slide here at least, which should knock the opponent out here. It's going to be super effective, and of course, the Aerodactyl cannot really take a move. But Credilli is going to go down to like one charge move from the opponent's Toxapex, and I don't think there's a way for you to win this game here anymore. Just one Sludge Wave is going to knock you out here, but they're going to go for the Brain here. Okay, that's definitely something that changes a little bit, I guess, because you can go for the Grass Knot right now. I actually don't know if Grass Knot or Rock Slide is better here. Actually don't know, I'm not a Credilli player. Let me actually check real quick, because yeah, Rock Slide is of course very nice, but it also got nerfed like in the past, so I actually wonder if Grass Knot, or I actually don't think that Grass Knot is that nice, so let me see real quick how decent Credilli is. As you're going to see a Sludge Drive coming through here right now, you're going to see the Power Punch coming through as well. And let's see if they're going to be able to win this game still. They can actually still get to the Rock Side, which is going to be enough to knock out the opponent's Toxapex. Very nice to be seen here. But let's take a look real quick. Okay, Grass Knot actually does a little bit more damage in total, so it's okay, it's still definitely better to go for the Grass Knot if you just want to get some damage onto opponents. So that's good to know. Next opponent we're going to have here is Cavalier Lead, I think it was, and a Pelipper swapping in here, which is going to be a little bit awkward, but at least you can see some Ice Beams coming through from the Politoed, which will appreciate the Flying type against it. As we're going to actually see the Weather Ball coming through as well, you might actually be able to just let this move go through and get to another Ice Beam. It's going to be close, but yes, you can still get there, which will be very nice for you as we see the Ice Beam. You're gonna get the shield from the opponent, and you can go back into your Credilli, but I feel like they're going to outspeed you to a Hurricane, so maybe you want to shield this move up here. Okay, it's going to be a Weather Ball. Good no shield then, I guess. But they're going to go for another Weather Ball here, which is going to do a ton of damage. And are we just going to go for the full sweep of the, what's called the Poliwrath again? That would be interesting. Let's see here. We're going to see the Escavalier coming in. You're going to have to shield this move up. Please don't be Acid Spray. It is Acid Spray. No. I made a video about Acid Spray before. It is a strong move on this Pokemon for sure, especially in scenarios like this. But this looks like a hard counter again. I don't think you have a chance here of winning this game. There is not a lot that you can do here, really. It is kind of wild. We see some power punches coming through here, but I feel like it was just too much of a hard counter in order to win this game. Still, Poliwrath is doing some great job here right now. Like, Poliwrath is definitely having a great time in this cup. So, seems like this one is worth it, but here we're going to see the Surf coming through, going to knock out the Credilli. And there's not a lot that you can do about this. Next opponent, Skarmory in the lead. This is also kind of wild. We're going to see the swap out immediately of the Politoed, and we're going to get out the Lucario. I guess now it's very decent for you, because you don't want to have the Lucario against your lead. I guess they mostly have something like Escavalier in the back again, because they have like Lucario there. I'm not sure about it. We're gonna get the shield here already, which is kinda nice, as they can go ahead and go for a Surf again, going to do a ton of damage, and just barely not enough to get to another move, but Credilli can come in here and can just farm them all the way down as we see the Skarmory coming in. I guess the best play here is to actually, after this one, to swap out most likely into the Poliwrath, because you don't do damage here with the fast move. You can do some chip damage here with the Rock Slide, but you're always going to lose this matchup as a Credilli. So as a Poliwrath, you can now pump up your damage output with the Power Punch. Not really the best timing there on the Power Punch, but that's fine. We're gonna see the shield coming up from the opponent and the swap out into the Swampert. This was not the play to go here, as we all see the Power Punch coming through. They can shield this move up. It's only a Hydro Cannon, but I guess, like, yeah, you're kind of in the range where you don't really want to get any damage anymore. And I guess you can maybe even go up to an Ice Punch and throw it against the Skarmory. This might make some sense. Again, not really the ideal move timing there. Gave the opponent a free fast move, and you need to go for another fast move anyway, but still, good game there. Very nice lead for you here at this point, very late into the game already, but we see the swap into the Pelipper. You swap into the Politoed. I guess this is okay, but Hurricane going to hurt quite a bit. I guess it's actually okay, because you kind of need to realign your Pokemon later on. So they have to go now into the lantern, which you saw already beforehand. You can bait the potential Earthquake, but nobody going to shield this one up here either. So Surf coming through, going to still does some decent damage here against the opponent, as he can try to get some extra energy with the Credilli. Honestly, how Credilli just moves from side to side looks so funny to me. But yeah, we're going to see the Rock Slide coming through, which you can take for sure. This was not even an Earthquake. And we're going to see the Poliwrath coming in. This is also just a power, like a Rock Slide here. You don't have to shield this. You don't have to shield this. This is, yeah, Rock Slide is 5 mud shots, so here if you get to the Power Punch at the same time as the opponent, this is also just a Rock Slide. No, don't shield. You need the shields for later on, man. But you can go ahead and go for the Power Punch here still, and maybe you have still a chance, but this was definitely not ideal. You definitely don't want to go ahead and go for the shields against the Rock Slide, which is going to be resisted, non-stab, and does like maybe 20% or something. Now okay, you're still going to be fine because the opponent made mistakes as well by shielding the Power Punches, but that was definitely not necessary to do it like this. But yeah, next opponent, Lucario on the lead. This is going to be interesting as we see a Ferrothorn coming in, and you can at least go ahead and go for the Ice Beam, but it's going to be a little bit tough. Again, not good move timing as the fast move went through from the opponent here, but yeah, we're going to see the Mirror Shot coming through, which is wild. Attack drop coming through as well. But in comes now the Power Whip from the opponent, going to knock you out. You go straight into the Poliwrath. That's actually interesting. I maybe would have actually went into the Credilli first and just tried to soak some energy. But now you can also just go ahead and go for the shield here against the opponent if they shield up. I guess that's fine. As we see the Swampert coming in, you can just go ahead and go into the Credilli now. Great play there, trying to catch the move. But let's see how much damage it actually does. I think if you had a better IV variant and not just went for the shiny Pokemon there, you might have been better off. I guess like right now they're spawning everywhere as well, so like you would be able to get a better one eventually than what you have right now. I think you might have been able to just take 2 Hydro Cannons, but we will see here right now that we see a Power Punch coming through. Do they let this move go through? They're going to shield this move up. They're going to let this move go through. Then you could just counter them all the way down. As you're going to also shield up the incoming Power Punch from the opponent. In comes now the Ferrothorn, and 2 more counters is all it needs. And we're going to move on into the final game of today's video. And we're going to encounter the Registeel. This is exactly what we want to face here, as Registeel does not appreciate the Power Punch here for sure. We're going to see that you can go ahead and go for the shield for the Zap Cannon for sure, and you don't even get the debuff, which is really nice. As you can see, the full farm on here, and the Ice Punch is coming through right now, which is going to do a ton of damage if it lands. Okay, it actually did less than I expected, like your Power Punch already, so like did a little bit less, but another Power Punch coming through and a Pelipper coming through right now. Trying to go for the Ice Punch there is kind of a wild play, to be fair, but we'll see. We'll see the Ice Punch coming through. Do they shield this move up? They might want to shield this move up here, and they do. So now you can swap into the Credilli. They're definitely on Rock Slide range thanks to the damage from the Poliwrath already, and you go for the shield that was unnecessary. That was easily just over the wall. There was no way it was a Hurricane, but you can still go ahead at least and go for some Rock Slides, which I guess is fine. You go straight for it. Oh, the catch on the Swampert here as well. You saw the thing coming up there. This is not ideal. You can try to farm down, but it doesn't work. Yeah, you kind of misplay this one. This is going to be a little bit of an awkward one now. Oopsie. You're going to see that you can farm him down with the Politoed, but they still get to another charge move. And now it's a Pelipper that's going to be very good against the backline. But the Ice Beam is coming through in time, and that's going to most likely knock them out. And that's going to be all set for today's video. Definitely stay tuned for the other uploads today, as I'm going to try out the Shadow variant in the Ultra League for both of them, I think, if I have enough Stardust. But yeah, stay tuned for this. Check the videos out then. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.